Kateri Poole is no longer with the LSU basketball team. This is very unfortunate. Some people are annoyed because they feel like Kim already knew she was kicked off the team weeks ago and was playing games with the media. This might be the case, but I think there's a possible explanation for it. I want to preface this by saying this is purely speculation on my part. I don't know anything for a fact. I'm just basing this off the events that have transpired. If you just want a purely basketball analysis, I'll provide a timestamp. I understand if people don't like this kind of stuff because I'm tired of it too. That's why I never made any videos on the previous drama. If I wanted to watch a college sports drama, I would watch All American. Actually, that's a good show. I'm not going to disrespect it like that. We all know about how Draymond Green clapped Jordan Poole for being disrespectful. Allegedly, Jordan Poole talked about Draymond's pockets, and that's what set him off. I would not be surprised if a similar situation took place. Someone probably got into an argument with Kateri, and they probably took a low blow talking about they got more money and clout than she will ever have. Then Poole had to humble them. Unfortunately, it was probably not done in the best way possible. But I actually don't think Kim Mulkey wanted to kick Kateri Poole off. I think it was supposed to be a suspension, but I think she got her hand forced. The player Poole checked probably threatened to leave. It was a situation where it's either Poole or me, but Poole was more expendable, so that's who they went with. I wouldn't be surprised if Angel disappearing from multiple games had something to do with Kateri Poole. They're childhood friends, so maybe she was probably not happy at the idea Kateri would get kicked off. Whatever it was, it'd have to have been something serious enough to justify kicking Poole off the team. It couldn't have been a crime because it would have made the news, and she isn't the type to do something like that. Kateri has good grades, so it can't be that either. I doubt it was a verbal argument because I don't think LSU would kick a player off just for that. That would be a little ridiculous. But then again, it's 2023. Alexis Morris got blackballed for telling some WNBA players to pack it up. So who knows these days? But what does this actually mean from LSU from a basketball perspective? On a scale of 1 to 10, on how bad this is for LSU, I'm going with a 7. This actually wouldn't be as big of a deal if Samaya wasn't injured. Yes, I'm aware they play two completely different positions. But the problem is, outside of Poa, LSU doesn't have any consistent bench depth. For whatever reason, Kim Mulkey has no interest in playing Angelica Velez. Unless they had a secret offseason improvement, LSU isn't going to get anything out of Imani or Izzy Bezelman. Janai Kent and Rosario will be good players one day, but now they are forced to contribute a lot earlier than originally planned. It's not totally impossible for them to be ready this year, but I haven't seen anything yet that suggests they will be. And no, Cookie McNeese Middle School doesn't count. LSU's weak schedule will come back to screw them, because their bench players won't get any real experience. The reason this didn't matter last year is because the team was mostly veterans. They were used to playing high competition. But guess which player struggled when it got tough? Flau'jae Johnson. That's not a coincidence. Kim not getting her players ready is going to hurt. LSU's best bet is to hope their starting lineup severely outplays the other team's starting 5. Similar to the Virginia Tech game, I think this will work 95% of the time, but there's 2 problems with this. No one can afford to get in foul trouble, which will limit their defensive intensity. Here's the second problem. Michaela Williams, Angel Reese, Anissa, and Flau'jae have all been playing well. Hailey Van Lith, on the other hand, has been terrible, and apparently she is dealing with an injury. This is unfortunate, as she's never missed a game due to injury in her entire Louisville tenure, and she's always played a lot of minutes. That being said, I don't think her injury has to do anything with her mediocre performance. Hailey Van Lith is currently shooting the same percentages she has her entire career, and she has always been a poor defender. The difference is, people are paying more attention because it's LSU. I don't think the notion that she's underperforming due to injury is a valid one. If Hailey was averaging like 5 points per game and shooting like 20% from the field, then I would be like, okay, it's because she's injured. But she's literally playing the same level as she has her entire career. The only difference is she's taking less shots because there's less shots available. LSU didn't need Hailey Van Lith at the beginning of the season, but with their roster depletion, the need has been created. LSU is now forced to ride with her, for better or worse. If it works, then great, but I'm not too sold on it. Hailey Van Lith is a senior, not a freshman, who just started playing college basketball. Unwiring 3 years of her being a score-first player and making her a point guard last minute isn't realistic. In the event Hailey Van Lith misses an extended period of time, it forces Kim to play Angelica Velez more. I don't know if it's something going on in practice, but it's weird how little minutes she was getting, especially when you consider how badly LSU needs a true point guard. Even in blowout games, she would barely play. But with Poole's absence and Hailey dealing with an injury, it's unavoidable. This works out great if Velez is ready to contribute, but if not, then that's going to cause problems. And this applies to the other freshmen too. I'm working on my next top 10 teams video, which should be out early next week. Even though I think LSU has a ton of problems, and I think losing Kateri Poole will hurt more than people think, LSU is still one of the better teams. Because even though they have a ton of issues, a lot of other teams are having problems too. Utah just lost their second best player. Notre Dame has half their roster injured. They might need to take a look into the medical staff, and UConn looks shaky in road games. LSU is still better than a lot of teams, but that's not enough. At LSU's current level and roster construction, they would get boat raced by UCLA and the Gamecocks. But I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are on this. I'm sure I'll get the typical, "You're just a hater. LSU won last year, so they will repeat again," all that jazz. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.